Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra got released about 4 months ago. At first, I honestly thought this would be a perfect smartphone, but after using it, I discovered a few things that I absolutely love, some features that are more useful than I expected, and a few problems that most launch day reviews simply cannot reveal. So is the Galaxy S26 Ultra still worth buying? How good is the battery life? Is the camera actually better? And is the new built-in privacy screen a useful feature or just another gimmick? What's up everyone, my name is Shujat and you're watching Tech Jockey HD. Make sure to like and subscribe for more. Let's get started. When I first started using S26 Ultra, the display, camera, and overall speed immediately impressed me. But the real test of phone does not happen during the first week. After 4 months, I now have a much clearer opinion about it. And in terms of design and display, the S26 Ultra still feels premium. The build quality feels solid. The design looks modern and display is easily one of the best parts of the phone. Watching videos, editing photos, scrolling through social media, and gaming all feels smooth and immersive. The screen is bright, sharp, and easy to see outdoors. However, the phone is still large. Using it with one hand can sometimes feel uncomfortable, especially after adding a thick protective case. My solution was to use a slim case that protects the corners and cameras without making the phone unnecessarily bulky. So if you prefer compact phones, do not buy this phone just because it has the word Ultra in the name. One of the most interesting additions is the built-in privacy screen feature. Normally, if you want a privacy screen, you have to install a privacy screen protector. The problem with those protectors is that they can reduce brightness, affect viewing angles, and sometimes make the display look less clear. With S26 Ultra, the privacy feature is built directly into the phone. When it is enabled, people looking at the screen from the sides have a much harder time seeing your content. Now, this can be useful when you're checking messages, banking information, or private notification on public transportation, at the airport, or in a crowded cafe. At first, I thought that this would be one of those features that I would test once and never again, but in certain situations, it is genuinely useful. So I have it on by default. Now, would I buy this phone only for this feature? No. But it is practical addition that helps the overall S26 Ultra's feel and the full package experience that Samsung has to offer. In terms of performance, that has been excellent. Applications open quickly, multitasking feels smooth, and phone handles gaming, video editing, and heavy applications without any major issues. Even after 4 months, the phone does not feel slow. But here's the reality. If you're upgrading from S24 Ultra or S25 Ultra, you may not notice a huge difference while using WhatsApp, Instagram, YouTube, or other basic applications. The extra processing power becomes very noticeable during gaming, video editing, AI tasks, and heavy multitasking, which honestly a lot of people don't even need. So for basic usage, this level of performance may honestly be more than they need. In terms of battery life, with my normal day usage, the phone usually lasts for about a couple of days. However, when I heavily use the camera, navigation, 5G, high brightness, and social media, the battery drains much faster. If I left my phone with full charge, I would use maps, Bluetooth, camera, calls, social media throughout the day, do editing, AI generation, and all that. By the evening, I would still have it enough that I wouldn't have to worry about charging it anymore. Now, this type of experience reminds me that the battery is actually good, but being an Ultra phone does not automatically mean you will have that 4 or 5 days of heavy usage out of it. I do have improved battery life by restricting unnecessary background applications and carrying a power bank on heavy travel days. For average users, the battery should be extremely reliable. The camera system is still one of the biggest reasons to consider this phone. Daytime photos look detailed, colors are attractive, the zoom camera is genuinely useful for travels, events, and distant subjects. There have been many moments when I could not physically move closer to a subject. I used the zoom camera and the results were still much better than I expected. The camera, however, is not perfect overall. Samsung can sometimes make color look more vibrant than they appear in real life. Moving children, pets, and indoor subjects may occasionally produce inconsistent results, and when you use extreme zoom levels, understandably, image quality decreases. My advice is simple. Clean the camera lenses before taking any important photos, take multiple shots of the moving subject, keep the phone stable in low light, and remember that an expensive phone does not automatically create professional content. Good lighting, framing, and audio still matters. Samsung Galaxy AI features are genuinely helpful. I use them to remove unwanted objects from photos, improving written messages, summarizing texts, and making quick image edits. But I do not use the generative AI feature every day. For me, AI is only useful when it solves a real problem. If it only looks impressive during a demonstration, it becomes a gimmick. The same is true for the S Pen. I do not use it consistently, but it is an extremely good feature for signing documents, marking screenshots, taking quick notes, and making precise edits. If you know that you will never be using S Pen, it should not be your main reason for buying this phone. So what's the final verdict about 4 months? My thought is that the Galaxy S26 Ultra is not a perfect phone. It is large, expensive, and may not feel a dramatic upgrade for recent Ultra owners. But as an overall package, it is extremely strong. The display is excellent, performance is reliable, the camera system is versatile, battery life is dependable for normal use, the built-in privacy screen is actually very useful, and the phone can handle content creation, gaming, work, and entertainment without much difficulty. If you're upgrading from a 3 or 4-year-old phone and want Samsung's most complete smartphone, the S26 Ultra is a strong option. However, if you already own an S25 Ultra and you're happy with it, skipping this upgrade may be the smarter decision. Now, let me know in the comments, what do you think about the best feature of S26 Ultra is? Would you use the built-in privacy screen? And would you buy this phone or wait for the next generation right now? If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace out.